Most people think you win an argument by crushing the other person, raising your voice, stacking more facts, landing that final blow that leaves them speechless. That's not winning. That's emotional chaos with extra words. Sun Tzu built his philosophy on one brutal truth. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. In arguments, the person who fights the least often wins the most. Answer this honestly. Who is the one person you keep locking horns with and always walk away drained? A partner? A co-worker? A parent? Hold that person in your mind, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to win against them without raising your voice and without throwing a single verbal punch. Mouths yelling, hands slamming tables. Sun Tzu said, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles." Most people know neither. They don't know themselves because the second they feel attacked, their ego takes the wheel. They don't know the other person because they're too busy waiting for their turn to speak. That's why arguments spiral. You're not fighting over truth. You're fighting over identity. No one wants to be wrong. No one wants to be exposed. So instead of searching for reality, they defend their pride. Here's the hard pill. You can win the logic and still lose the argument. You can have better facts and still walk away weaker. You can prove your point and permanently damage the relationship. Sun Tzu didn't care about being right. He cared about outcomes. Victory meant minimum effort, minimum damage, maximum control. In an argument, that means this: you don't win by destroying the other person. You win by refusing to be dragged into their emotional battlefield. Sun Tzu again. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. He understood something people still don't. The easiest person to control is the one who can't control themselves. So when someone comes at you, they raise their voice, they throw jabs, they bait you. They are revealing their weakness, not their strength. Your first move is not to attack back. Your first move is to analyze. Ask yourself quietly, what are they afraid of losing right now? What identity are they defending? What are they trying to prove? Because every argument hides a deeper fear. If I'm wrong, I'm stupid. If I give in, I'm weak. If I don't win, I'm irrelevant. Sun Tzu would never charge into that head on. He would step to the side and make the enemy expose themselves. Here's how you do that in real life. Ask one sharp, calm question. Example: what is it that you're actually worried will happen here? What do you think this means about you? What's the real outcome you want? Questions force them to explain themselves. When they explain, they reveal their position. When they reveal their position, you gain control. Use silence like a weapon. Most people can't sit in silence. They'll fill it with more words, more reveals, more emotional tells. You don't have to fill the space. You just have to watch. Knowing your opponent in an argument means this: while they're busy trying to win the moment, you're quietly understanding the entire battlefield. Sun Tzu wrote, "He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not will be victorious." The modern version: he who controls the frame wins the argument. The frame is the unspoken rule of what this argument is about. Most people argue inside the other person's frame. They accept the accusation, they accept the emotional tone, they accept the definition of winning. You don't. You reset the frame. Here's how. Lower your voice when they raise theirs. When they escalate, you de-escalate. Start speaking more slowly, drop your volume, look them in the eyes, not with anger, but with stillness. This sends one clear signal. I am not playing your game. Name the process, not the insult. Instead of defending against their words, you comment on their behavior. Notice how this turned into a shouting match instead of a solution. We're arguing in circles right now. That doesn't help either of us. If you just want to win, tell me. If you want a solution, we can slow down. By doing this, you step out of the emotional mud and force them to see what's actually happening. Shift from attack versus defense to alignment. Sun Tzu never fought where the enemy was strong. Don't fight where the other person feels most threatened. Instead of, you're wrong, you're overreacting, you're being ridiculous. Try. We both want this not to blow up. We both want to feel respected here. We both don't want this to drag on for days. You move the frame from me versus you to us versus the problem. That's not softness. That's strategy. Sun Tzu. Again, the wise warrior avoids the battle. The most dangerous person in any room is the one who does not need to prove themselves. You don't have to take every fight. You don't have to answer every accusation. You don't have to fix every misunderstanding. Sometimes, walking away is the kill shot. Here's when you withdraw. When the other person is committed to misunderstanding you, if they distort every word you say, you're not in an argument. You're in a trap. Calm line. You're not interested in understanding me. You're interested in winning. I'm not playing that game. Then you stop. Conversation over. When the cost is higher than the win, Sun Tzu would abandon a battle if it meant preserving his army. In your life, your army is your energy, your time, your peace. Ask, if I win this, what do I actually gain? If I keep going, what do I lose? If the answer is peace, respect, long-term trust, disengage when silence says more than any argument. Sometimes the most brutal response is none. Not to punish, not to manipulate, but to send one clear message. You no longer have access to my energy. Withdrawal is not weakness. It's choosing the battlefield. And the person who chooses the battlefield chooses the outcome. Most people are foot soldiers in their own arguments. They charge, they swing, they bleed, and they call that being strong. Strength is not how loud you yell. Strength is how little they can move you. Sun Tzu's way is simple. Know yourself. Know the other person. Refuse to fight on stupid ground. Choose peace when ego wants war. You don't need to win every argument. You need to become the kind of person no argument can shake. So go back to that one person you thought of at the start, the one you always clash with. Next time they come at you, you won't bite the bait. You'll ask the sharper question. You'll lower your voice. You'll walk away if the cost is too high. Not because you're weak, because you're done being a soldier. You're the strategist now. Act like it.